Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today for the Better Business Bureau here in Wisconsin. Our friend Tiffany Schultz, you're back, and we've had some pretty crazy storms so far this spring. Well, even this year, like first quarter, second quarter, it's been crazy. And I think I saw the mark at 23 tornadoes so far in Wisconsin, and that was on 4 days.
'Tis the season.
You can't say 'tis the season now. Well, you guys have shared some great resources. And the big thing here that we're going to talk about today is protecting yourself from storm chasers. We've talked about this in the past, but I think it's definitely just given the season thus far and the damage that has happened across the area, it's probably better to be looking out for these things. So first off, just tell us, what is a storm chaser?
Storm chasers are business owners. They could be scammers, and they follow storms across the country, and they're watching the radar, and where there's damage, that's where they show up. And you may find somebody at your door offering you a free roof inspection or telling you that your siding has hail damage to it, and they can help you out. Before you hire a contractor, we want you to do your homework. It's easy to do business with that person at the door, but you really need to check them out before you go ahead, sign a contract, and give them some money.
Well, number one here, and it's right here in the notes, and as a homeowner, I would suggest this: call your insurance company first.
That's the first thing that you should do. File a claim with your insurance company. They're going to send an adjuster out. They may even have a preferred list of vendors that they want you to work with. So you want to find out what your deductible is and everything that comes along with your insurance. You have insurance for this reason. Go ahead and use it if it makes sense.
You don't have to act, so to speak. I mean, that's on your own, but I would think that would be the easiest place to start. You talked about doing the research. So important. And there's so many resources now more than ever to help you do that research.
Especially when it comes to hiring a contractor to fix storm damage. You know, we all want that storm damage to be cleaned up immediately. And these contractors already have full schedules on top of having more work from the storms that have just passed through. So if you're looking for a company to cut down some trees that fell down or fix your roof, likely they're not going to have immediate availability, so keep that in mind. But check BBB.org, read complaints and reviews, check their rating with us. Are they BBB accredited? If they're BBB accredited, we've done our homework on that company already. You don't have to worry about doing your homework. Is the company properly licensed? You can also do an internet search on the company and follow that by customer reviews and complaints. Read what people are having to say and ask the contractor for references from past clients. And call those references. That's the key word. Call the references.
Yeah, you really do want to put the extra time into this. I know it's a rough time. If you've got damage, you're right. You want to get that cleaned up. But don't step out of your comfort zone, to get the quickest, fastest, best, easy deal, good deals. I love those hot terms. It's just resisting that pressure, I think, is key here. Because this is a long-term thing you're talking about. So some other tips here is just resisting that high-pressure sales. We've got to stand up to that.
Today only, 100% up front. Those are key terms that you should stay away from. These storm chasers will pressure you to sign on the line now or let them do the work right now, because you may pay them and you may never see them again. Some of them are out to get your money and run. So really resist that high-pressure sales tactic. And tell the contractor, I'd like to do my homework on your company before I sign a contract. I'm not comfortable with this. And any legitimate business is going to be happy to let you do your homework.
Speaking of legitimate business, some things to look for if you're suspecting a door-to-door person, like trying to just figure out if they are legitimate business, what could be some things you look for in making sure that they are who they are and they are not a storm chaser, so to speak.
If somebody comes to your door, take a peek at the vehicle that they're driving. Are they on foot? Is the vehicle marked? Does it have a magnet on it, or really does it have vinyl lettering on it? Anybody can hand you a business card. Do they have a seller's permit? Anybody going door to door, especially a storm chaser, should have a seller's permit from the city, town, or village. You can ask those questions. Do you have a seller's permit? They're going to skedaddle pretty quickly if they don't have a seller's permit.
That's a good point, too. You should report this. If you suspect that this is, help your neighbors out, help your friends out by reporting it, because they're not going to stop. Just just because you close the door on them doesn't mean that they're not going to go right to your neighbor or the neighborhood and try the same tactics.
Absolutely. Get a full description of them. What were they selling? And call the police, your local police department, and take note of which direction they went so that the police can hunt them down and ask them those questions and direct them to the correct resources within the city, town, or village. Don't wait to call law enforcement, because waiting may get them out of the neighborhood. You want to crack down on it right away, because they could be next door already saying, I'm doing with you business with your neighbor Jeremy. So
finally, just on the payment front too, no matter whether it's a storm chaser or just a contractor in general, when they're asking for payment up front or just payment in general, what would you recommend that you be aware of and don't make the mistake of?
100% payment up front is really a red flag that something is wrong. You should pay in thirds, a third down at the signing of the contract, a third in the middle of the job, and a third when you're finally satisfied. If you don't keep that third and you're unsatisfied, they're not going to come back and resolve the problem.
Man. All right. Well, there's plenty of great resources out at BBB's website. I know that I've checked them out. Kind of curious on when you're thinking of hiring a contractor, but it's a great resource place there to answer a lot of questions. And I would say, too, be prepped for these things. Storms are going to happen. Seems like they're happening more frequently lately, but put a plan together, be ready. And I bet you they can go to the website and get more info.
BBB.org. And I do want to add, always pay with a credit card, not a debit card or any other form of payment. If you have an option to pay with that credit card, pay with the credit card.
Protection. We like it.
Lots of protection.
Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Have a great day.